Hey, once again, it is Joe with BrandKamp Video. I am very honored today to be with my dear friend of a long time and very talented individual, Bill Turpen with Advanced Concepts. Bill, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Joe?
You know what? Hanging in there. I think during this time, the best that we can be. But here's hoping that we all come out of this on the other side to the new world that's out there. And again, it's people like you and others in BrandKamp Video that are helping these small to medium-sized business owners get through this. So thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely, not a problem. I think that is the key phrase these days, hanging in there, aren't we all?
Yep, absolutely. So let's get into it, Bill. And you've used a term, local famous.
hmm
So what is local famous, and how can a business become local famous?
Well, first of all, think about this. Let's look on a national level. Who is national famous? We've got McDonald's. They're national famous. They serve the entire nation. Therefore, they have to concentrate their advertising on the entire nation. We know McDonald's. They're red, they're yellow, they're on every corner, they're in every market that we can possibly imagine. They have become national famous. Well, you as a small business owner in a small market, there's no reason to become national famous. Your budget certainly can't mandate that. So you want to become local famous, which means that you want to be the McDonald's, if you will, in your local market. You're the guy that people think of first. You're the guy that people know, whether they do business with you or not. They know you. For example, in my market, I'm in Bloomington, Indiana. We have a personal injury attorney. I've never needed a personal injury attorney, knock on wood, but we know it's Ken Nunn. It's just that easy, and we hear it over and over and over. And Ken Nunn has become local famous, and he actually drives around Bloomington in his convertible Mercedes, and people honk at him, they wave at him. He's become a celebrity. He has become local famous. How do you do it? Well, one thing is it does take time. You can't become local famous overnight. It's kind of like the music business. The overnight success has usually been in the trenches for 15 to 20 years, right? It takes a little bit of time to get there. So once we acknowledge that, then you've got to put in some basic rules. You've got to be in the public's ear, in the public's eye, whether that's visually with a great brick and mortar right on a very busy corner, great logos, great and consistent marketing and advertising, be that whether it's billboards, radio, television, regardless of the medium, you've got to be consistent. And then we're going to talk in a few minutes about some other ways you can really stand out and brand and bond with the potential audience to become local famous.
Is it, when you talk about it takes time, is there a rule of thumb that businesses who are striving to be local famous need to adhere to?
Well, what I typically say to people, depending on what you do, I mean, you can't become local famous by simply having a brick and mortar and standing outside and waving at everyone that's passing by. It's going to take some implementation of some marketing, which is typically in a small market going to be either choices of radio, billboards. There are still a few newspapers out there. Of course, social, digital, online, all those things are very important. But I will typically tell my clients that are entering into this kind of thing that we're not talking about direct sales today. I'm talking about becoming local famous over a long period of time. Expect absolutely no recognition for about 90 days. You're building a foundation at that point. You can't tell what the house is going to look like yet. Between about 90 and 120 days, you start to build some recognition. The next 6 months, it's going to exponentially grow. What we really see as a good client that runs a good business that is moving through that branding and marketing chain to become local famous, it's going to take about 2 to 3 years before they really start to hit their stride. The beauty is, though, it is exponential. If you continue to drive your message in the right way, you will become more local famous year after year after year after year.
Bill, great stuff. And again, a lot of small to medium-sized business owners, this is exactly the kind of stuff they need to hear. So thank you so much for joining me today. Listen, be safe, and again, very much appreciate your time.
Absolutely. You all too. My catchphrase these days have been be prosperous and be generous and be safe.
You heard it. Bill Turpen, Advanced Concepts. I'm Joe for BrandKamp Video. Stay well.